Are you ready?
Yeah, baby.
Are you ready?
I'm always ready. Get it.
I saw you were with them last night. I saw you were with them last night. Don't burn the bridge, burn the paper.
Yeah, that's Don't Burn the Bridge by Engaging Time, coming to a venue near you in the near future. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Insurance Corner. My name is Bill Miksch. I'm president of WDMA Financial Group in Grayslake, Illinois, where we protect your life, we protect your health, we preserve your wealth, and guarantee an income for the rest of your life. And I couldn't say it if it weren't true. And tonight, that's exactly what we're talking about. And we're going to start with the idea that we can guarantee an income on part of your resources, on part of your assets, to make sure that you can meet, at a minimum, meet certain cash criteria that you're going to have every month, no matter what. And if you've got enough assets, maybe you split the difference. Maybe you go a little bit Social Security, a little bit investable income, maybe a little Roth income, and a little bit of annuity income. So tonight, and for the next couple of weeks, we're going to talk about annuities, how they work in the context of a retirement portfolio. Now, I know there are some people, we just ended the break by talking about the fact there are some people who are viciously against annuities. And maybe they even say, I don't believe in them. Well, not to be a smart aleck, but it's not a religion. You don't have to believe in them. If you don't like them, that's okay. But the fact is, there are billions of dollars now in the insurance, in the marketplace with insurance companies, because these are insurance-related products. Billions of dollars that people have given to those insurance companies through brokers like myself, so that, one, their money is safe, second, they get a reasonable rate of return, and third, if they put it in the right kind of a product, they can guarantee themselves an income for the rest of their life. And the income can either be a flat amount forever, or in some cases, depending on the carrier, depending on the insurance company, you can give yourself an opportunity, not a guarantee, but an opportunity to get a raise. If the markets do well, you're going to get, your indexes are going to go up, and your income theoretically could go up. If the markets do poorly, your income stays the same. It doesn't go down in most cases. I'm not going to get into variable contracts right now, but in the context of these kind of income streams where they're coming from insurance companies, from a fixed income annuity or a fixed indexed annuity, you're never going to lose money. You're never going to lose money unless there's some kind of a small fee, and I'll get into the fees when we get into the dynamics of different kinds of annuities in upcoming shows. You're never going to lose any money, period, full stop. And the income is never going to go down. If the income is guaranteed to be $40,000 a year, it's $40,000 a year. Full stop. Full stop. So, when you're starting to unpack this, ladies and gentlemen, this is not something that you could just sit down like you're making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. This is something that you really have to sit down and go, okay, how's this going to look? What do I want? What do I want this lifestyle to look like? Do I have rent or mortgage, or do I have my house paid for? I have my house paid for, great, but I still have property taxes. Or I'm renting, which means you've got rent. Or I still own my house, so I still have to pay a mortgage payment, which includes the property taxes. Is that factored into the equation? If it is, awesome. If it's not, you've got to take a step back and go, can I do this now? Do I have enough money? Do I have enough income? Because, and I'm going to say this again, the pool of money is an ego thing. That's great that you got $1 million sitting there, or $2 million, or $3 million. That's great. But you don't live in a pool. You live on income. So what kind of lifestyle do you need to maintain, and most particularly, how much money do you need to make to maintain your lifestyle? That's where an annuity can come in handy as a part of a solution to guarantee an income for you for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. If you live to 110 and let's say you put $500,000 in the account and you're generating a $40,000 a year income for the rest of your life, in about 12 years, theoretically, you're pretty much out of money in terms of the money you gave the insurance company. So did you win the bet? Yes, you did. If you lived, when you put the money in at 67 and you lived to 107, you lived, 40 more years, right? 30, 40 more years. You won the bet. That insurance company is on the hook for 40 grand a year for the rest of your life. Now, reasonable question, how can they do this? Trust me, folks, when I tell you this, insurance companies don't hire stupid people. They hire mathematic geniuses, and they understand how markets work, and they understand what they have to do to meet their demands. However, it's also incumbent upon your advisor to make sure that the companies you're looking at are solvent enough to make those distributions and they don't run out of money. So in the context of that, you want to make sure that the insurance company you're putting your hard-earned money into is not going to end up in the snake pit in receivership. And I've seen it one time where a client of mine had around $250,000, and the annuity company went into receivership, and he lost all but 20% of his money. The worst time that could happen is if you're getting an income, and all of a sudden the income stops. Who does your client go to? Who do you go to fix that problem? Is the insurance agent still working, or is he retired, or is he dead? Is the agency that you bought it from still viable? So it's up to the agent as much as anything else to make sure that they're representing companies that are big enough and solvent enough, not just to collect your money, but to meet the financial payout demands. And that's a big deal, folks. That's a huge deal. And for what it's worth, I'll just say this. That's why, at least in our company and a lot of companies around the country, agents will not represent any company less than an A-rated carrier. And there are several rating companies like AM Best and Fitch and Moody's that assess companies as to their solvency and their cash liquidity. That's the critical thing. But insurance companies can do these things because they hire very smart people. This is not to say they don't make bad mistakes, but there's also a reason why you're a B-rated carrier or a C-rated carrier versus an A-rated carrier. The A-rated carrier may not give away as many goodies as a B-rated carrier. The B-rated carrier is trying to get your money so they can get to A status, and then they'll slow down the train. But can you count on them when you're getting that income? That's a real critical thing, and that's something that you need to ask your advisor about, or the insurance company, or do your own due diligence. Annuities in their basic form are simple, but they are complex. They are complex. And in the next couple of weeks, and again, next week, folks, we may have we either are going to have a very short show or no show, depending on my time commitments. So my apologies, but in the coming weeks, we're going to break down how these annuities work, whether or not you're getting the right expectations for rates of return, understanding that a lot of these annuity companies that people are putting money into are giving you bonuses possibly, or a reasonable rate of return, but they're not going to be market-based. The only place you're going to get market-based returns is a variable annuity. We're going to talk about those separately. Our office does not sell those, but a lot of agents around the country do. Those, in my opinion, are for the most savvy investors because they have to understand what goes up can come down. So as you start to come to that plateau where you're at the doorstep of retirement, you're going to have to take a step back, ask yourself, How much income do I need for the rest of my life? What about health care, taxes, lifestyle, gifting, maybe your grandkids' education, etc., etc. We're coming to what amounts to is the top of the hour, folks. It's 6:45. This is your Insurance Corner. My name is Bill Miksch. I'm president of WDMA Financial Group. I thank you for the last 45 minutes. You all have a wonderful evening. Watch your emails for next week. I might be here. I might not. We'll see you all we might see you next week. Have a great night and a great week, everybody. And go Bears.